Hey coach, hope you're enjoying the video. Make sure you subscribe and like. We love those. Also go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. If you want to become a better coach in less than $1 a day, you can do that. My mentor, my personal email address, I will help you become a better basketball coach. Go over and check it out. Let's head back to the video.
All right, welcome to Coaching Youth Hoops.
Coach, how are you?
I'm all right.
I feel like you, when we first started this conversation, I had 6 games this weekend. The gym, it's not because I wasn't yelling and screaming at the kids, except for one time, which I feel really bad about. Sorry.
Right.
It was an intense game, and this girl had her head down dribbling, and her player was wide open on a press break. And I said, "Oh," and she immediately got the ball. Anyway, started dribbling, and I'm like, and she was right in front of me. I'm like, you got to get your head up. You missed, it's wide open.
I know.
I don't like to scream. Anyway, but the reason my voice was gone was because we were in the middle gym of 3 across, and every whistle sounded like it was on our court. And I'm, doing the cup in my
Right.
hands over my mouth. So
The best thing I'll
project.
give some advice to the youth coaches. You're in a gym and they can't hear you. You gotta yell to the floor.
I never thought about that. You're right,
Because
though.
you yell to the floor, it bounces off the floor and then bounces back up.
Oh
Never
my gosh,
yell up.
I'm gonna try that.
It works, trust me.
Oh my
I've been
gosh,
in
that's
gyms of
brilliant,
I've been in
actually.
gyms of like 3,000. And I'll
Yeah,
just scream downward. I'll
totally makes
cup and I'll
sense.
scream down.
Yeah.
It will bounce off the floor and then bounce back up. Because otherwise it gets
Yeah,
lost.
it gets lost. It goes
Yep.
across the gym and across the,
Hey,
right?
that tip was
Yeah.
free. That tip was
Oh my
free.
gosh. Where can they
But
get more tips like that,
I
Coach?
know over at coachingyouthhoops.com. That's where you can get more
Yeah,
tips like that.
that's right.
Go over and help us out. So 2 kids in college, kid going to college.
Kid going to college.
I know. We're just trying to, live the American dream, people.
That's right.
Coachingyouthhoops.com. And we're keeping it affordable at this point.
Yeah.
It's very
And it's
affordable.
something we love to do, love to share with you guys too. And I got this great, and speaking of all of this, there was a book, and I have to read this thing, but it's just really relevant. Uh, it's called How to Avoid Work. And it's not what you think it is. It's more about if you do what you love, it's not work.
Right. I've never worked a day in my life.
Yeah, and we love this, and you love being a teacher.
I
So
do.
yeah,
I do. I do. I'm to the point where I'm getting near the end and it's going to be hard to pull the trigger. I got to pull the trigger, but it's going to get hard to pull the trigger. I've realized how hard it's going to be to pull the trigger.
mm,
So, and then people are going, well, why did you just keep working? It's like, because it's time for someone younger. It's time for new, LeBron's got
yeah.
to retire at some point,
Does he though? I mean,
he does. He's not going to be
all
67. All right. So
right.
today's topic is explaining concepts is what I wrote
Yeah,
down.
so one of the things that we get this often on the Facebook group, the Coaching Youth Hoops Facebook group, so go over there, check it out, uh, is I run whatever, you name your thing you're doing, your offense, your defense, your out of bounds plays. They look awesome in practice. You got the Showtime Lakers out there, and that's what it looks like in practice. And then in the games, it completely falls apart. Nothing looks like anything you practiced. And I heard this over and over. I've of course experienced it, and I thought, well, how how do we get kids to remember plays other than oh well, practice makes progress, right? So over and over and over, repetition. Yes, 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 that's absolutely true. Can't expect your third graders to lock in on day one and
That's
execute.
true.
So I wrote an ebook to help coaches kind of to solve this problem, and I'm making it available to you. If you go to coachingyouthhoops.com/remember basketball plays, and it's dashes, remember dash basketball dash plays. We'll definitely put this in the show notes. And it walks coaches through how to teach drills and how to teach a concept. It's a 7-step process that's backed by science of how kids learn. And I give plenty of examples in there. And again, you can download
And
that at
why
Coaching
did you
Hoops.
come up with this, or how did you come up with this? What was your
Well,
thoughts
I
behind it?
started doing research on how do kids learn and what's the best process of learning to teach them. And again, in limited time, I understand we have limited time with coaches. You're with your kids, in the school setting multiple times a week.
Right.
We might have an hour a week, and maybe two. So I wanted to put something together that will help coaches teach plays a lot better.
Okay.
Does that make sense, Coach?
Yes, it does 100%. Can we give a tease?
Yeah, well, so I'll give you the 7 things that you need
Okay.
to do,
Okay.
and then you can go because
He's being
it's
nice.
long.
I wouldn't give you the 7. I'd make you go over and
It's 28 pages, right?
oh,
So
that's okay.
of
Oh,
things,
it's
yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah. So I
Okay.
go into depth in each one of these. So
Okay.
number one is, of course, kids are listening, so you're teaching, they're listening. Okay, we're going to go through our out of bounds play. This is what you do, right?
Right.
Then give the kids something to read, right? This is the next reinforcement. Give them something to like quickly
So they're
scan over.
listening. So here's the teacher. They're listening. Now
Mhm.
they're reading. Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And then you go listening and reading.
Yep.
So you're now ask one of them to read it out loud while everybody's looking at the piece of paper. Okay. Then
Right.
you go on the court and do the demonstration, right?
Right.
Then you discuss. Then you have a discussion.
And
Okay.
cold call. I'm going to tell you, cold call. Don't take hands. Cold call.
Oh yeah, right.
Because
Yeah,
it makes the brain from the teacher. It makes the brain because they don't know if they're going to get called, so they're actually
right.
learning while they think they might be called. And
That's
again,
right.
if you
Yeah.
got some kids that are anxious, and there's ways around that, but
Yeah.
you want a cold call for sure. It just works better.
Yeah. And then you apply it.
Yep.
Right? You're going through at a faster pace and you're doing it reps, 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 reps. And I should go back up to number 4, which is demonstration. You're demoing it and the players are just kind of walking through it. The application of it is maybe you add defense to it or make ghost defense just to go through it. And then, as you progress through that drill, it gets more intense,
Right.
or through the, whatever, in this case, an inbounds play. And the last one is, this one you got to be strategic on, is peer teaching. So have one of your players that you think really understands it, and there's always those 1 or 2 players that get these concepts really quickly, and then have them teach it. And I do that multiple ways. They teach it on the court, or I hand them my whiteboard, and then they draw it out and show
Yep. And something
here's
I
how to
do with
do it.
my team is I'll do this on Monday because this will be after this will go up after. It's like we put in new out of bounds plays, new quick hitters, things for tournament that people haven't seen.
Mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm.
so just because of huddle and all that kind of stuff, everyone has everything. So we put some
Right.
new
Yeah.
stuff in. So I'll break them up into groups and give them a blank
Yeah.
thing, and they'll like, okay, go through, everyone draw this up and talk about it. And then,
Mm-hmm.
because I want them to actually have to write it out. There's all these
That's
different
right.
types of
Yeah.
processes that are going on, but I love that self-teaching thing. It works. Trust
It
me.
works. It
From a
works a
long
lot.
time
Yeah.
teacher, it works.
Yeah. So going through it again. So listening and reading, demonstrating, discussing, applying, and peer teaching. Those are the 7 things. And I've been doing this now. And once I did this research and I've been doing it, 2 things happen. So one, you'll see parents are coming in taking pictures of their kids huddled around me, sitting on the ground with me and a whiteboard. I love that.
I love that too.
Right?
Yes.
Because they're learning and they're engaged
Right.
and they've never seen that before, right? Right. The other thing is, just yesterday, like I told you, Coach, off air, I had 6 games yesterday, 3 different teams, and the ref, we had a pretty consistent ref because we just ended up, just the way the schedule worked, 4 of the 6 games were on the same court with the same group of refs. And one was a 3rd grade team. The other one that he saw was our 8th grade team. And he comes up to me, he goes, "Coach, I've never seen this before. You're so consistent. I've seen your 3rd grade team and your 8th grade team, and their spacing is unbelievable. They're doing like this is one of my favorite games to watch right now and to be involved in." And I'm like, he goes, "I'm not just saying this to you, Coach. I've seen a lot of games." And I'm going to credit it back to this process that I use in my practices.
Well, I think it works. Yeah,
It works.
it
Yeah.
does. Like you said at the beginning, it's based on science.
It's based on science. This is
It
not
is.
just some fabrication of me.
Coaching is
right?
teaching, whether people want
Yeah.
to admit it or not. It is teaching, and
And I try to
you've
be a student of the game. I don't know everything. I'm still learning.
right.
Every day
I
I'm
feel like I know
doing
less after
something.
35 years than I did. I knew a lot more in my
You,
20s.
there is something to be said about that. When I first started coaching too, yeah, I'm like, I know everything, right? What else is there to learn? I played,
Now I know
right?
nothing. I know.
I know
Now I know
nothing now.
nothing.
Yeah.
I know. All
And
right.
the
Till
kids
next
change
week.
too. So
All right. Big shout
yeah,
out
we got to
again
tell
on
them
the
where to get
URL.
this. So
Yep.
yeah, so one more time, go to Coaching Youth Hoops. Okay, write this URL down: coachingyouthhoops.com. Remember dash basketball dash plays. Remember basketball plays, dashes in between. We will put this in the show notes so you can download it as well.
I'm going to talk to Bill about the URLs being too long once we get off the air. Okay.
Normally we do have specific domains. I should have set one up for this one.
It's okay.
Like the
It's okay.
blitzattackoffense.com. Just a little plug there.
There you go. All right. Till
All
next
right.
week.
Till next time.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, Coach. Make sure you go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Make sure you subscribe so you get notified every time we come back on. But you will not be disappointed with teachhoops.com. 14-day free trial. Let's go check it out. Have a great day.